Hello everybody, I'm Gil Butler, the Primal Chef, here with another recipe from the biOptimizer's Primal Paleo Cookbook. Today we're gonna be making one of my favorite salads, and it is a salmon niçoise salad. It's not a Nicoise salad, don't get confused by the spelling, it is pronounced niçoise. So here's what you'll need. It's gonna be made up of salmon, hard-boiled eggs or soft-boiled eggs, green beans. It's gonna have sweet potato in there. It's going to have olives, capers, and it's going to also be finished with a honey mustard dressing. So let's get started. First thing we got to do is get our salmon in the oven. You know, there's a lot of ways you can cook salmon. If you have a grill, you can do that. You can poach it. Just today, we're going to be doing baked salmon. So we have between 1/4 to 1/2 pound of salmon, depending on how big of portions you like. We're going to take some avocado oil, run it on there. Add some salt and pepper, just like always. Quantities are really not necessary. You're just really going by eyeballing. You're going for how salty and peppery you like it. We're not baking a cake, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're gonna get this on a sheet tray, and it's going in the oven for about 10 minutes or so, maybe longer, depending on how cooked you like it. Oven's at 320. And there it is. All right, so while the salmon's in the oven, we're gonna get started on the rest of our components. So we have a pot of water, bringing it to a boil, and we're gonna do a couple things in here. We gotta cook our sweet potatoes in there, we gotta cook our egg in there, and we gotta cook our green beans in there. So it's at a boil. First things first, I'm gonna drop in this egg. This is a smaller egg, so it's gonna cook even faster. I'd say about 8 minutes is plenty. So we're gonna put that in. We're gonna set a timer for 8 minutes. And while it's going, we can actually share that water. Little egg doesn't need all that water to itself, so I'm actually gonna throw in these green beans with it because we wanna get these blanched. It's 1/4 pound of green beans going in. Now we also have about 1/4 pound of sweet potato. So not even gonna bother peeling it, just gonna cut off anything that looks kind of nasty. So top, bottom gone. If there's little bits here, they can go, a little bit there. They can go as well. Maybe one more there. There you go. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this up. And guess what? Let's save some time. Sweet potatoes can go in with everything else as well. All right, so we're also gonna need on top of the salad, just a little bit of red onion, not much, so just cut it in half. Definitely don't need the other half. Cut it in half again. You definitely don't need that other half. Take off the peel. And then trim off anything ugly. Trim out the core. And just make a couple slices. It's really all you need. Not very much red onion. It's staying raw. It's a garnish more than anything. All right, so that can be off to the side. The rest ingredients we'll do later. We're going to make our dressing now. So in this dressing, it's a honey mustard. So we need Dijon mustard, we need honey, we need lemon juice, salt, and olive oil. We're also gonna put in some finely chopped shallots. So I like to do equal parts of mustard and honey. So teaspoon of mustard means a teaspoon of honey. Then about just 1/4 of a lemon. We're gonna get our shallots. Just don't need much of this, just maybe a teaspoon. So I'm just going to slice just like it was an onion. As thin as you can get it. Then you can come back. Now you won't even need all this. This can go over here. And just dice it up there as small as you can. Beautiful. That can go in. So just adding about a teaspoon of this. A little bit of salt. Kind of do it to taste, 1/4 teaspoon or so. Pepper. Now we're gonna do our extra virgin olive oil. About a tablespoon to start. Might go 2 tablespoons. Depends on how much quantity you want. This is what gives it the most of its volume. Now, just whisk it together. Just make sure the honey and the vinegar, the honey and the mustard are well mixed. And then to get the whole dressing really creamy, if you have it in a mason jar, you can throw on a lid, shake it up. Then you can also check the bottom, make sure everything is going with it. So look at that, just like 5 ingredients, no blender, no food processor, and we have a creamy, so creamy honey mustard. You'll never go buy it again. Give it a taste. Delicious. If you like it more acidic, you can add some more lemon juice. You can even add a little apple cider vinegar if you wanted to have that extra zing. So the green beans we just needed to blanch. So these are already ready to come out. So you can just grab them. And our egg and sweet potato are still in there. You could do this in 3 separate pots if you want. This is just a little easier. And then you can run these under some cold water. All right, so while we're waiting on the rest of our stuff, we can start assembling what we got. So we got our butter lettuce. And you're just gonna hand tear it into a bowl, whatever bowl you're gonna eat out of. And it's a salad, so do a lot of lettuce. Pile it up high. In 8 minutes, we're gonna pull out our egg. And we wanna get it under cold water. If you have some ice cubes, throw those in with it. It'll help cool it off quicker. All right, then sweet potatoes are done. So those can be drained out. And we're officially done with this water. All right, so we drained out the sweet potato, ran it also under some cold water just to cool it off, stop it from cooking. So we can go ahead and plate some of the other stuff. Our salmon is almost ready. That'll be one of the last things that goes out. So on our lettuce, we can sprinkle our blanched sweet potato. Traditionally, this would be white potato, kind of in the standard Nicoise salad, but this is I'm using a Japanese style sweet potato. Works just as good. You can also roast these if you want. You can fry them if you want. It's just one way to do it. Green beans, make a bed of those on top of the lettuce. Kalamata olives. Get ones that are pitted. Saves you a lot of headache. Maybe 6, 7 of them. Just throw them in there. All right, once our egg is cooled down, start to peel it open. If you have trouble peeling eggs, I find pasture-raised eggs work the best. And doing this method where you bring the water to a boil first, then cook it for 8 minutes, and then cool it off. Seems to always work pretty well for me. All right, then we're gonna just give this a nice slice. There you go. Golden yolks, not overcooked. You want a little bit of glossiness to them. Salmon's been in the oven for about 10 minutes. If you like it a little bit rare, as I do, it is done. So that can go right onto the salad. Fan it across there. Got some of the capers, about a teaspoon of them, and you can just make them rain on top. We have our red onion slices. Just arrange them right on top of the salad of the salmon. All right, so there you have the red onions on top. And of course, don't forget your honey mustard dressing. Give it a final stir. And then it can just drizzle all over it. No salad is complete without its dressing. This is a healthy dressing, so use it all. And there it is, salmon Nicoise salad, totally done with the honey mustard dressing. And you can find this recipe and all the others in the biOptimizer's Primal Paleo cookbook. But for now, I'm Gil Butler, the Primal Chef. You can find me online at theprimalchef.com or on Instagram, _primalchef. All right, so our finished salmon Nicoise. Let's see how we did. Got that honey mustard on there. And just like always, you gotta get everything in the bite. So the salmon is just as important as the lettuce below it. And you get an olive, green bean, some of that egg, and sweet potato. If I ever ask you for a salad, this is what you should bring me. So much great protein on there, the fish and the egg. Creamy honey mustard, a little bit of sweet, acidity. It's great, and this is a salad that will not make you hungry an hour later. It's very filling, it's very nutritious, and you're gonna love it.